So, Shannon, are you surprised it's actually taken this long?
No, because anytime you're going for a record of this magnitude, Skip, the team don't want to be the team that you break it against. Because guess what? You remember that 81-point game? Guess what? We see that from time to time on Hardwood Classic. Toronto is in that clip, and they're there for perpetuity. With Jordan, these historic games that Jordan had, Skip, I don't want to be on that team. And so teams like, look, you know what? Draymond can hit 5 threes. Andrew Wiggins can hit 10. Jordan Poole, Steph Curry, you're not getting no easy threes. And they've gone out of their way to make sure everything is contested. They picking him up. Skip, I remember a couple of years ago, Bradley Beal had like 2 or 3 games straight where he'd gone for 50. And then Memphis says, you're not getting 50 on us. You know why we're not going to let you get 50? Because we're going to double team you in the backcourt to make you give the ball up. You're not going to continue to streak on us. And that's what we're starting to see. I think Steph also put more pressure on himself than what needed to be, Skip, because he's like, hey, 16, Steph, you're 16 threes away. What do you think? Well, you never know. Stranger things have happened. And teams like, hold on. You don't think you about to get 16 threes against us?
I agree with that.
Man, you out your mind,
That
Steph.
was Portland.
I know and you see the way they guard him, Skip. We know you're the greatest shooter, the greatest distance shooter of all time. But we're not finna give you that. Plus, to get 16 threes, Skip, to make 16, he's gonna have to take about 30. And that's 50+%. Now, even though Skip is doing the last 7 games, he's shooting 35% from 3. He's still making 5 threes a game. If he was probably shooting his career average somewhere around 43%, but that was a lot of pressure that he heaped on himself. And the teams do not want to be the team that Steph Curry breaks this record against. Indiana said, whoo. It's on you, Master. It's on you, Knicks. He coming to your building where he likes to play. He had his coming out party against you guys, 54. So, unfortunately, I believe the Knicks are going to have to be the torchbearer, Skip, that he breaks this record against. But I just thought, Skip, he added a lot of pressure, a lot of undue pressure. But just the mere fact that he had us convinced that he could possibly make 16 threes goes to show you his greatness. Skip, they put a ticker up. Just imagine, Tom Brady in the last game, Tom Brady needs 600 yards passing to break the all-time single-season passing record. And we like, 600? We can see if you said 405, 450. That's doable. 600, nobody's ever done 600 before.
Yep.
The mere fact that Steph had us thinking that he could possibly get 16 threes in a game goes to show you his level of greatness. But I just think, Skip, he added pressure that really didn't need to be there. And teams like, not on my watch. You ain't breaking that record on me. On us.
So to their credit, as you noted, both Steph and Steve Kerr at the shoot-around yesterday in Indiana ahead of last night's game readily admitted they messed up. They should not have acknowledged publicly that, we could do this at home because it was their last home game before a trip. Right. And it's just so disrespectful to Portland to say, I can make 16 threes tonight. Well, that would break the all-time record for single game. So it's, even for Steph Curry, by far the greatest shooter we've ever seen. It's not even close to me, and I love Ray Allen, but just on volume shooting, it's just impossible what this
volume and distance,
man
it's not even close.
Done. It's not even close. So I'm giving you all that, but for even Steve Kerr to go along and validate the idea, sure, he could break it at home tonight, like they acknowledged that it was realistic that he could make 16 threes. And to your point, you'd have to shoot, 28 or 30 threes to get there, unless you're just completely out of your mind like we've seen Clay be out of his.
Yes.
So the point was they backed off. And then to Rick Carlisle's credit last night, I watched this whole game because I'm fascinated by the pressure that builds to do this because it's not as hard as hitting a home run on cue to break a record.
Correct.
That's really hard.
Yes.
But this is hard because we have seen the greatest of three-point shooters just go cold. It's far. It's out to 23-9 out there and the distance shots, on the wing shots, and the top of the circle shot. It's far. And we've seen LeBron. You can fall in love, and you might have a hot hand to make 5 out of 6, and then you know what can happen.
And it's not like he's shooting a free throw, Skip. Guys, he's running off picks, and guys are running at him. They're fighting over the guys are fighting harder to get over that pick and not let him get that easy three.
So Rick Carlisle could have come into the game and just said, no, we're not going to allow you to even have a shot here.
Right.
That they could double him and just try to get the ball out of his hands every possession. They did not play it that way.
No.
Brogdon took him a lot, and then if they got the switch, Sabonis had to guard him a lot. And they tried hard, but they didn't trick it up.
Right.
They didn't go junk defense on him. They didn't box and one or triangle and two.
No.
They just played it straight up
they
and
played
said,
their game.
if you get it, you get it.
Right.
And I'm going to say, of the 10 he missed last night, I'm going to say 5 were what I would call for him wide open threes.
Yes.
And he just missed them.
Yes.
Because it's hard. and he said it's not about the stress or the pressure. Yes, it is. I'm sorry. It just is. It's building and building, because I look at these last 3 games. He's 30% from 3 over the last 3 games.
Yeah.
30%?
Yeah, that's not
Well,
Steph.
this is not Steph Curry to be 30%. And look at the misses. Starting with that Portland game, he was 6 for 17. Well, that means he missed 11. Then at Philly, he missed 11. And last night, he missed 10. He's averaged missing 11 threes a night over the last 3 games. Well, that's just horrendously bad. And a lot of times, it will lose the basketball game for you. And to their credit, Steph actually made one with about a minute left last night. That was a big one that cut it back to 2.
Right.
And then he missed a big one, and Looney got some wild offensive rebound
Put it back up.
and it was like, thank you, God.
Right.
And they won the game, and I am highly impressed they won the game.
Yes.
Then I also think the basketball gods intervened here, because there's something about that building up in New York City.
Oh.
It is the Mecca of basketball.
You should
It's
break the
almost like
record
it
here,
was
huh?
preordained that Steph would go to New York to break the record. And this is where I pity the New York Knicks, because their franchise has degenerated into, they have the greatest building in basketball.
The Mecca.
It is the Mecca. And yet the Knicks fans are now forced to go. I know the Knicks have been, they've shown some signs of hope,
Especially
and then
last
they
year.
kind of fall back to the average at best. And this year they got off to a hot start, and now they look like they're pretty mediocre.
Right. I think the thing is, Skip, is that it's been a long time since they really, if you go back to it, you go back to Patrick Ewing. But when you talk about a bona fide guys that can put the ball in the bucket, like the Steph Currys and the Durants and the LeBrons and James Harden and the Kobe's and the Jordans that came back, was Bernard King. Man, you remember Bird Dog. Bird Dog used to go get 60, 50 at a drop of a hat.
Remember, I saw him in college because they were our arch rival, and he was there. The Bernie and Ernie show.
Right.
Ernie Grunfeld.
Ernie Grunfeld.
Yikes.
So, Skip, I think the thing is that they're like, well, hell, we ain't got nobody like that. We might as well just cheer for them. So Kobe and the Jordans and the LeBrons, the KDs, they get the adulation. And, they had a good team back in the 90s when they were competing for titles, battling with the Bulls. And they might, Skip, maybe without the Bulls, who knows? Maybe they get one that year. But they haven't had a Steph Curry. When you really look at it, have they ever had a Steph Curry? Have they ever had that kind of A-tier, top-level talent? Guy like, I'm talking about superstar. Okay, Pearl Monroe maybe back then. Yeah.
And Clyde Frazier
Walt Frazier.
But not to this magnitude.
Yeah. And so now, Skip, I'm relegated to damn, this is what y'all reduced me to? Let's go, Steph. They're going to...
they'll be out of their minds.
They're going to stop the game.
That's why they will, and they should. And I think it'll happen fast tonight, because now you're back in a comfort zone of, this is where you're supposed to do this.
Right.
This is where Jordan did it. Yeah. This is where Bird did it. This is where everybody did it.
I don't even know the name of the building in Indy anymore. But come on, Skip, you don't want to
renamed it.
Yeah, it was the Canseco Field House or whatever it was. Yeah. But now, Skip, the Garden. If I can't do it in my building, I need to do it in an iconic building. I need to do it in Madison Square Garden. I need to do it in Staples. I need to do it where somebody's good forever. Man, you remember in Staples? You remember like Kobe? I don't know if 81 is 81, but if he does that in a building that's not Staples or the Boston Garden or Madison Square Garden, Skip, there's something. Jordan 63, Skip, he lost, but what did it happen at? The Garden.
And he came back with a double nickel game at the Garden.
The Garden.
It's just what happens. It's what's supposed to be.
Yes.
Who holds the record for three-pointers made in one game at the Garden? Steph Curry, and it was all the way back on February 27th of 2013.
That was coming out.
Way back.
Was that when he had 54 in?
He went 11 of 13. I can't remember what his total was. I think it was.
Yeah.
But 11 of 13 from 3. Okay, that's about as great as you're going to get.
Yeah.
That's why the 16 was completely unrealistic.
You think so, Skip?
Well, 16?
Well, 16. Well, he was 11 to 13, so you throw it, he's like, well, hold on. He only missed 2 out of 13. He shoot the ball 8, 9 more times.
Okay, but to me, from the three-point line, that's the equivalent of perfection.
Oh, yeah,
it's 11 of 13 from 3.
Yeah.
Because people are guarding you.
Right.
You're not just playing horse. You know, you're actually being guarded. He hit 102, they say, unguarded in a practice, 102 in a row.
But Skip,
I still find hard to believe.
We watched him in the three-point competition get hot and then run 3 racks in a row. So we know he's capable, but like you said, there's no one guarding it.
I also saw him in the three-point competition when the game was in Charlotte, back in his hometown.
Yeah, he lost to Joe Harris.
He lost to Joe Harris in the last the last time around, the last competition, he didn't do very well.
Right.
We have seen him come apart from 3 in big playoff moments, games 5, 6, and 7 of 2016 against your Cavaliers. And then in 2019, he missed the game winner in game 6 that could have forced the game 7. Again, they had just gotten racked by injuries. They had lost, obviously, Clay and KD. But the point was, I'm not sure he's that clutch from 3. I think he's a great player, and I think he can be a clutch player more from 2, because the best shot he made last night was a drive shot.
Yeah. That scoop up.
Yeah.
That scoop up under.
Well, that one, and then another one, he made just a driving layup where he just beat the defender to the glass.
But the team is like, I can see that. Those 2s don't go against the record.
Yeah.
So I don't care if you drive the ball and lay it up off the glass and you get fancy and off the left hand and do all that other stuff, Skip.
Okay.
I'm just going to run you off the 3, but I just don't know if the Knicks can run him off the 3 enough. He's going to put up, you said he's averaging 11 misses tonight?
Yep.
Well, guess
last
what?
Last 3 games.
But guess what? He's going to put up probably 10, 15 threes tonight.
You mean to make?
Yo, he's going to get 10 to 15 up.
Oh, up.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to say he's going to make the ball. Oh, that record's coming down.
Okay,
I say within the first 5 minutes of the game.
I agree with you. It could be in the first 3 minutes of the game, because it's what you're supposed to do. When you walk on that floor, it feels like everything just rises up, like you're playing on another level. I've been in that building. I know what it feels like.
Nobody shoots the ball the first 5 times down the court but Steph.
I would agree.
If I was there, hey, I don't care if you got a wide open layup. Hey, you fake like, and shoot, find Steph. Steph, I want you to take the first 5 shots.
Well, that coach of the New York Knicks is a defensive-minded, hard-nosed basketball coach. I don't know. Will they come out and try to trick it up and go triangle and 2?
Do whatever you want to.
You know what? I agree with you. I just think Steph will be fueled by the gods. Like, this is where it's supposed to happen, and it was, like, meant to be.
And I think the thing is that helps Steph is that he has a former player that's his head coach.
Yep.
And he knows. Skip, you remember T.O. had a game. He had 3 touchdowns. Randy Moss and T.O., they were contemporaries. Who's the better receiver?
I was there.
Tom Brady said,
at Minnesota?
No, this is the one when Randy was with Tom in New England.
Yep, all right.
Randy had 4 touchdowns in the first half. He won up T.O. in the first half. T.O. had 3 touchdowns. Randy went and got 4 in the first half. You understand. Let me go ahead and feed him this ball.
Well, I wish Randy just destroy him in a game when he was back.
Oh, yeah. San Francisco. San Francisco had came to Minnesota.
Yes. And it was Jeff Garcia, and that's when T.O. got so upset with Jeff Garcia. He was campaigning for Tim Rattay to take over.
But I've seen guys that need to break the record, and they just throw. How many passes you need? Such and such need this many passes for 100. Boop, boop, boop. I mean, in the first 15, he got 7 or 8 plays called for him.
Right. Okay, so to me, as harsh as this sounds, I think Steph Curry has been choking from 3, and I give him a complete pass for it because it's just hard. Because the whole world is watching every shot. You've got a ticker up on the scoreboard, and it's hard. But I don't think he's going to choke tonight. I think he's going to choke the Knicks. Yeah,
and I think the thing is a lot of that, Skip, like you said, people like, hold on, Steph, I know you great, bro, but you think we just finna walk out here and let you get 16 threes on us? Bro, I mean, we love you, and we want to see you break the record, but you're not about to make no 16 threes on us, Skip.
No. That's where it started.
Yes.
But it ends tonight.
Oh, it's over.
It ends quickly.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a run at his Garden record 11.
Right.
If he can get the first 2 out of the way in the first 3 minutes,
well, they better
look out.
They better hope he's struggling. Because if he sees about 2 or 3 of the first 2 shots go, let's just say for the sake of argument, Skip, of the first 5 shots he take, 2 or 3 of them things go in, they in trouble.
Big trouble.
They in trouble.
The 2 hottest shooters I've ever seen are Steph and Clay.
Right.
I'm talking about when they get hot.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually think Clay can get even a little hotter than Steph can.
I do. So do I.
Because what did he do? Scored 37 in a quarter?
37 in a quarter.
It's impossible.
Skip, he got 60 on 11 dribbles in 29 minutes. Nobody can get that hot like.
And it's all just catch and shoot, right?
Steph is a great catch and shooter, but Steph is probably better off the dribble
no
than
doubt.
Clay. But just as far as just catching and shooting it, and don't let Clay get in them corners. Or you kiss the baby goodbye on those. But he's gonna get that record tonight, Skip.
Yep.
I'm gonna say he has 8 tonight. I'm gonna give him 8 threes tonight.
Really?
Yep.
I think I'm going to go 10. Seriously.
Okay.
All in.
All right.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.